Welcome to the deep dive, everybody. We are diving headfirst into XAI today, Elon Musk's AI company. You're probably interested in XAI, what they do, their stock, and if it has anything to do with crypto.
Yeah, great topic.
So we've got a ton of sources, financial news, crypto forums, a whole shebang, and we're going to break it all down for you.
It's a wild time to be looking at this, that's for sure. AI and finance are like colliding in new ways, and XAI, even though it's private, it's making huge waves.
So first things first. What exactly is XAI, and why is everyone making such a fuss about it?
So basically, XAI is Elon Musk's, kind of like his play to build another Tesla or SpaceX. But this time, it's all about artificial intelligence. It was founded pretty recently, 2023, and they're based out in Burlingame, California. What sets them apart is this laser focus on building, advanced AI models that can actually learn and reason, not just follow a set of instructions.
Okay, so not just your average AI, but what does that actually look like in practice? Advanced AI models, that's pretty abstract.
Okay, so think of it this way. We're talking about models that use techniques like deep learning or natural language processing to analyze like mountains of data. And the goal is to find patterns that us humans might miss.
So like a superpowered brain, basically.
Exactly. And you can apply that to anything from, predicting the stock market to creating crazy, realistic virtual assistants.
Okay, so the potential is huge. And I see from all our research that even though XAI is still private, it's attracting a lot of attention, especially around their stock. So can anyone just buy in?
This is where things get a little tricky because XAI isn't on the stock market yet. You can't just buy it like, regular stock. You need to be an accredited investor, someone with like a high net worth or income. And there are platforms like Forge Global and EquitiesIn that connect these investors with private companies.
So it's a bit of an exclusive club. But that makes me even more curious. If it's so hard to get in on, why is there so much excitement around XAI stock?
Well, that's the thing. Even though access is limited, XAI is currently valued at, get this, a whopping $50 billion.
$50 billion? That's insane for a company that isn't even public yet.
Yeah. Shares on Forge Global are going for around $21.65 each right now.
Wow. So what's driving that valuation? I mean, it can't just be hype.
Right. It's not just T-hype. There are a few things at play here. First, you have what's called the Elon Musk effect.
Right. Everything he touches seems to turn to gold, so.
Exactly. People are basically betting on his track record with Tesla and SpaceX. Second, there's a ton of money flowing into AI right now. It's like the hot new thing. Everyone wants a piece of it.
Yeah, it's definitely the buzzword of the moment, for sure.
So XAI recently did this Series C funding round, and they raised a cool $6 billion from some heavy hitters. Andreessen Horowitz, BlackRock, Fidelity, these are big names.
That's a lot of trust from some serious investors. So it's not just hype. There's real money backing up XAI's ambitions. Okay, now to the question I know is on everyone's mind. What about cryptocurrency? Is there an XAI token?
Yeah, this is where we need to separate fact from fiction. There is no official XAI cryptocurrency or token from the company itself. Not yet, anyway.
Makes sense. But in our research, we keep seeing this XAI token popping up. What's the deal with that?
Yeah. So there are a few projects out there using the XAI name, but here's the catch. They have absolutely nothing to do with Elon Musk's XAI. It's more like some people are just using the name to get attention.
Oh, so it's kind of like riding on the coattails of XAI's success, hoping no one notices the difference.
Pretty much. This XAI token is associated with a few things. There's a layer 3 gaming blockchain called Xai, and there's also an ERC20 token floating around.
Okay, well, hold on a sec. Can we break that down a bit? Layer 3 blockchains, ERC20 tokens. For someone who's not like a crypto whiz, that might sound like a completely different language.
Totally. It's a lot of jargon, right?
Yeah.
So basically, a layer 3 blockchain is like an extra layer of tech built on top of an existing blockchain. It's often used for specific things, like gaming. And an ERC20 token, that's a standard way to create tokens on the Ethereum blockchain, which is one of the most popular blockchains out there.
Okay, so we've got these different projects, all using the XAI name, creating their own tokens. But how can our listeners tell the difference between those and an actual official token from XAI if they ever released one?
Well, the price is a dead giveaway. These XAI tokens are trading for like fractions of a cent, XAI's private stock. That's over $20 a share. So do your research, look for official announcements from the company. Don't just buy anything that claims to be related to XAI.
So the lesson here is buyer beware. especially in the crypto world. Now, while we're on the topic of prices and like market stuff, some of our sources are talking about something called token unlocks, and there's one happening on March 9th with millions of XAI tokens. Is this the same XAI we're talking about here?
Yeah, same XAI, the ones that aren't related to Elon Musk. But token unlocks are an important thing to understand in the crypto world.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm a little fuzzy on what token unlocks even are. Can you explain it in simple terms?
Imagine like a company baking a huge cake and then locking it in a vault. They release slices of that cake at certain times, making more of it available. That's kind of what a token unlock is. Tokens get locked up for different reasons, maybe to reward early investors. When they're unlocked, they can be traded, which can affect the price.
So it's like suddenly there's a lot more of that token on the market, which could cause some price swings.
Yep. Exactly. This unlock on March 9th for the XAI token, that's 35.89 million tokens, worth about $2.62 million. They'll be going to investors, the development team, the ecosystem, and network reserves.
Okay, that's a lot of tokens.
Yeah.
But why should our listener care about this, especially if these tokens aren't actually related to Elon Musk's company?
Yeah.
What's the, takeaway here?
Well, for anyone interested in crypto, token unlocks are something to watch. Knowing when they're happening can help you see potential price changes coming.
So even if these XAI tokens aren't the golden ticket to AI riches or anything, they're still a good way to see how the crypto market works. And with this big unlock on March 9th, it'll be interesting to see what happens. This is getting pretty fascinating.
What's really interesting to me is how this situation...
Hold that thought. We've reached the end of part 1 of our deep dive. Come back for part 2, where we'll get deeper into XAI and talk about what AI means for finance and cryptocurrency.
What's so interesting is this whole thing with the XAI token, it really shows how important it is to, do your homework in the crypto world. There are so many projects popping up all the time, and it's easy to get caught up in the hype, especially when you see a name like Elon Musk.
It's like everyone's trying to get rich quick,
Totally.
Yeah.
But it's like a reminder that not everything that shines is actually gold or, a valuable token.
Right. So how can our listeners, navigate this whole crazy crypto landscape and avoid those misleading names and all that hype? What are some red flags to watch out for?
I think the biggest thing is always do your research. Don't just jump into something because it sounds familiar or because everyone on Twitter is going crazy about it. Take some time, research the team behind the project, look at their white paper, and really try to understand the tokenomics.
Tokenomics. That's a good one to remember. It's not just about the name or the hype. It's about the nuts and bolts of the token itself.
Exactly. And don't just rely on social media or headlines. Dig a little deeper, find some good sources, and be careful about anything that sounds too good to be true.
Solid advice. It's easy to get excited and jump in head first, but a little caution goes a long way.
Definitely. It could be the difference between, making a smart investment and losing all your money. The crypto world can be pretty wild.
Okay, so we've established that while XAI is definitely shaking things up, they don't actually have their own cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about being cautious with those other XAI tokens. But I know you're also interested in the bigger picture of AI and crypto, where those two worlds are coming together. What are you seeing there?
A lot of people are talking about AI crypto these days. Basically, projects that are using AI to power up different parts of blockchain and cryptocurrency. It's pretty cool stuff.
AI crypto. It sounds so futuristic. What are some examples of how that actually works? So, how is AI being used in the crypto world?
Well, one thing is security and making blockchains more efficient. Think about things like fraud detection, catching suspicious transactions, or even, making mining more efficient.
So AI is like a super-powered security guard for the blockchain, making sure everything runs smoothly and safely.
Yeah, kind of. And it's not just about security. AI can also make crypto trading platforms easier to use. Imagine a platform that really understands what you're looking for and can guide you through everything.
That would be amazing. And speaking of trading, remember that one news snippet we saw about the SEC having to make a decision on all those XRP ETF applications by mid-October, including that one from Grayscale?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So ETFs aren't really AI related, but it just shows how, the crypto world is always changing and getting attention from big financial institutions, not just a fringe thing anymore.
Right. It's becoming more mainstream. And it's not just the SEC either. Central banks all over the world are looking into central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. It's a whole other topic. But basically, the lines between regular finance and crypto are starting to blur.
CBDCs. We'll have to add that to our list for a future deep dive for sure.
Yeah.
But getting back to XAI, even though they don't have their own crypto token yet, could their AI, all those advanced models they're building, could they be used in the crypto space somehow?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely possible. Imagine like XAI's AI being used to analyze market trends, predict prices, or even make super smart trading algorithms.
Wow. So even without their own token, they could still have a big impact on crypto through their AI. That's crazy to think about.
It is, isn't it? And we're still so early in all of this, both AI and crypto, so who knows what's going to happen next?
That's what makes it so exciting. There's so much potential and so many possibilities.
And, a good amount of risk, too. We can't forget about that.
True. We can't get ahead of ourselves. Well, we've covered a lot in this deep dive. We talked about XAI, all the crypto stuff, and the bigger picture of AI and blockchain. Before we wrap up.
Wait, there's one more thing I wanted to mention. It's about, the deeper meaning of XAI, the philosophical side of it all.
Well, this sounds good. I love a good philosophical tangent.
Right? It all comes back to Elon Musk's vision for XAI. Remember, he's not just trying to build any AI. He's trying to create what he calls truth-seeking AI.
Truth-seeking AI.
Wow, okay. That sounds pretty intense. What does that even mean, when we're talking about artificial intelligence? It's kind of a big idea, but basically he thinks AI should be designed to, understand and show the real truths of the universe. He's worried about AI being biased or controlled, so this whole truth-seeking thing is a way to protect against that.
So he wants to create an AI that's not just smart, but wise and ethical, almost like a digital philosopher,
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And that brings up so many questions, about what truth even is, what AI's role in society should be, and what it all means for humanity. It's a lot to think about.
It is. It feels like we're going way deep here. But from a practical standpoint, one of the things we read mentioned that XAI is buying land in Memphis for data centers. If they're scaling up like that, it sounds like they're serious about this truth-seeking AI. It's not just some side project for them.
Totally. This is not just a hobby for Elon Musk. He thinks AI is maybe the most important technology of our time, and XAI is his way to shape it. Building those data centers, that's a real concrete step towards making his vision happen.
So we've got this ambitious company pushing the boundaries of AI, trying to create truth-seeking algorithms and potentially changing everything from blockchain security to the financial markets. What does all this mean for the average person? People who aren't, super rich investors or crypto experts.
I think it means we're living in a time where technology is changing faster than ever before. AI is already changing the world, and XAI is just one part of that. It's important for everyone to stay informed, to be part of this conversation, and to really think about what AI means for our future. Even if you're not invested in AI companies directly, this stuff is going to affect everyone's lives.
I love that. Stay informed, be part of the conversation, think about the future. That's what the deep dive is all about, right? Helping people understand these complex topics and making them feel empowered.
Absolutely. We may not have all the answers, but by exploring these things together, we can at least start asking the right questions.
And maybe even have some aha moments along the way, which is always a good thing.
Totally. Those moments of understanding and discovery, that's what keeps us learning and engaged.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our XAI deep dive. We've covered so much, from where the company came from and how much money they're worth, to all those crazy crypto tokens and the big philosophical questions about truth-seeking AI.
It's been a wild ride, and this is really just the beginning of XAI's story. I bet there will be a lot more twists and turns as they grow, and AI keeps evolving.
Absolutely. Who knows what's coming next? It's so exciting to watch this whole field unfold. It's always changing, and there's always something new to learn.
It's like an invitation to keep learning, keep exploring, and never stop asking questions.
So for our listeners out there, here's something to think about. If XAI actually does manage to create truth-seeking AI, how will that change the way we use technology? How will it change how we interact with each other, or even with the whole world? It's a big question, but I think it's worth asking as we navigate this whole world of AI and everything that comes after.
I couldn't agree more. It's questions like that that will shape the future of AI and how we live with it.
And with that, we'll leave you to ponder those possibilities. Until next time, keep diving deep. Okay, so we're back for the final part of our XAI deep dive, and you were about to say something about the deeper meaning of XAI before the break.
Yeah, like the philosophical side of it.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so it goes back to Elon Musk's vision for XAI.
Right.
Remember how he's not just interested in building, any AI. He wants to develop what he calls truth-seeking AI.
Truth-seeking AI. That's a pretty profound concept.
It is.
What does that actually mean, like in terms of artificial intelligence? How do you make an AI that seeks truth?
It's a complex idea, but essentially Musk believes that AI should be designed to understand the universe, the fundamental truths of how things work.
I see.
He's concerned about AI being, biased or manipulated, so he sees this pursuit of truth as a way to safeguard against those risks.
So it's like he wants to create an AI that's not just intelligent, but also wise and ethical, almost like a digital philosopher.
Yeah, exactly. A digital philosopher.
And thinking about the practical side of things, remember that news snippet we saw about XAI acquiring land in Memphis for data centers?
Oh, yeah, right.
If they're scaling up their operations like that, it seems like they're pretty serious about this truth-seeking AI. It's not just a side project for them.
Definitely not. This isn't just a hobby for Elon Musk. He sees AI as potentially the most transformative technology of our time, and XAI is his way to shape it. Building these huge data centers, that's a clear sign that they're committed to making this vision a reality.
So we've got this ambitious company pushing the limits of AI, striving to create truth-seeking algorithms and potentially impacting everything from blockchain security to the financial markets. It's a lot to take in.
It is.
What does it all mean for the average person? People who aren't accredited investors or crypto experts?
It means we're living in a time of really crazy technological change. AI is already changing the world around us, and XAI is just one player in this bigger story. It's so important to stay informed, to be part of these conversations and to think critically about what AI means for our future.
Yeah, because even if you're not directly involved with AI companies or anything, this technology is going to affect all of our lives in some way.
Absolutely. It's going to touch everything eventually.
I love that. Stay informed. Be part of the conversation. Think critically. That's what the deep dive is all about, helping people understand these complex topics and making them feel empowered.
Exactly.
We might not have all the answers, but by exploring these topics together, we can at least start asking the right questions. Yeah.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe we'll even discover some new insights along the way.
Some aha moments, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of XAI. We've covered so much ground today. The company's origins, their financial power, the whole world of crypto tokens, and even the philosophical questions about, what it means to create truth-seeking AI.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has, and this is just the beginning. I have a feeling the XAI story is going to have a lot more twists and turns as the company develops and AI continues to evolve.
I agree. Who knows what the future holds?
That's what makes it so fascinating. This field is constantly changing. There's always something new to discover.
It's a never-ending adventure.
Exactly. So for our listeners out there, here's one final thought to ponder. If XAI succeeds in its mission to create truth-seeking AI, how might that change our relationship with technology, with each other, and with the world around us? It's a big question, a really big question, but it's one that I think is worth asking as we navigate this ever-evolving landscape of AI and, everything that comes after.
It's a question we should all be thinking about. The future of AI and our place in it depends on how we answer it.
And with that, we'll leave you to ponder those possibilities. Until next time, keep diving deep.